Bill Maher sparred with Piers Morgan on last week's episode of Real Time, but there's a specific exchange that I wanted to focus on here. Let's watch and then we'll discuss.
You think our country is so innocent. That's what he said to Bill O'Reilly.
What's crazy about that?
Well, when I said it, they fucking threw me off ABC. All right.
No, but seriously, what is crazy? What is crazy about that?
Okay, you're right.
You think America's innocent? Seriously? After what I just said about the Iraq War? You think that's innocent?
No, but I just think that...
But America has done bad things. Sorry,
right.
everybody.
No. But how come...
So is my country.
Putin. That's not that. Putin is a brutal dictator.
He just said America's not innocent.
There's no comparison.
Yes, but it was in response to a question when Bill O'Reilly said Putin's a killer, and he said, yeah, a lot of people are killers. You think we're so innocent?
I don't think America is innocent. Britain's not
you're
innocent.
Right. This is something Noam Chomsky says.
Yeah.
It just shows that the Republican...
Is that good or bad? Sorry.
Well, it just shows the Republican Party has no principles. No principles. It's just about who wins.
Right.
Yeah, but it also shows that loyalist Democrats have no principles because you're also a hypocrite on this. If Bernie Sanders made that point, or if Barack Obama made that point, you would say that's just true. It's just factual. You just mentioned Noam Chomsky. You compared Trump to Noam Chomsky as if to say this is a bad point that Trump is making. I wish Donald Trump said shit that Noam Chomsky said 100% of the time. I don't want to discourage that. I want to encourage that. You picked possibly the least objectionable thing that Trump has ever said to attack Trump. See, this is why I get frustrated. Your resistance is gonna fucking fail if you can't get your head out of your partisan ass. So you have to attack Trump when he does shit that is wrong. You can't attack him for everything he does. So for example, when he axed TPP, anybody who is actually progressive and liberal should go out there and say, you know what, credit where credit is due. He's 100% right on this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let me just say full credit, you axed TPP. I agree. So that's what somebody who's intellectual and consistent would say. Hacks try to spin it and say, oh yeah, well now because he's against it, I'm suddenly for TPP. Think progress. Think progress. Progress said, oh yeah, no, he shows that he doesn't want the U.S. to be a global leading power anymore. Oh my God, people who call themselves think progress, as in like progressive, as in moving forwards, now they're for TPP. Okay, so if you give him credit when he's right, like when he says, hey, I'm not going to cut Social Security or Medicare, okay, hold him to that like Bernie Sanders. It's not just about opposing and obstructing, it's about holding him accountable. But you also, yes, when you oppose him, it makes it, when you oppose him, more potent, because it shows that you're not a hack. So when he does something good, if you go credit, then when he does something bad and you go, hell no, people listen to you because they go, I trust that guy. He gave him credit when Trump was right. So what you should be focusing on is the fact that fucking Trump is appointing Goldman Sachs for Treasury Secretary. What you should be focusing on is that, he picked Jeff Good People Don't Smoke Marijuana Sessions for Attorney General. The guy's one of the most conservative people in the fucking Senate. He's got a backwards record on everything. He called a white civil rights attorney a traitor to his race. You should focus on Pusder, the Ayn Rand loyalist who's going to be labor secretary. He doesn't even believe in labor. He wants to move towards automation. You should focus on the fucking executive order, which was the first action he did as president, which raised taxes on the middle class and first-time home buyers. This is what you focus on. Dismantling the EPA, all these horrific things. But no, you have to attack him on everything. Like, a lot of the things on the list, yes, he said those things, they're fucking crazy, and it should be on the crazy list. But here's what shouldn't be on the crazy list. What, you think we're so innocent? Because Piers Morgan is right, we're not fucking innocent. We're not even close to innocent. We did the Iraq War. We killed, hundreds of thousands of people, minimum. We occupied a country that didn't attack us. We violated international law. We have 7 interventions going on right fucking now. We did torture as a standard thing. We set up a worldwide torture regime. We did fucking anal rape and anal feeding and hypothermia torture. At least 20% of the people we tortured were innocent according to the Senate torture report. And that's just what they admit. Who knows what the actual number is? So that's the least objectionable thing Trump has ever said. And then here's the most important point. When Maher goes, he puts it on the crazy list, and then he goes, I was fucking fired for saying it. What he's referring to is back when he had the show Politically Incorrect, he said about people who, flew the planes into the towers on 9/11. He said, look, they're evil, they're terrible, they're barbaric, they're savage, but they're not cowards. Because to fly a plane into a building, that's like the opposite of cowardly. So, but people misconstrued that as, oh, he's saying that they're not evil. But no, he was clear. You see the whole, quote in context. He's like, yeah, no, they're evil. They're horrific. They're barbarians. But just don't call them cowardly because that's not true. So he got fired for that. He's arguing here, well, that's similar to what I said. By Trump saying, what, you think we're so innocent? Yeah, but Bill, that's the point. The point is you shouldn't have been fired for saying that. What you said was true. Neither Trump shouldn't get shit for this either because what he said is true. Like, I get it. This is where partisan Democrats say, yeah, but we never assassinated our own journalists. True. So you have a point there. On that specific kind of barbarism, Putin is way worse than us. But that doesn't wash away the over 1 million civilian deaths in Vietnam in a war that didn't need to happen, where we were aggressive and we napalmed innocent women and children. That doesn't wash away the bombings in Laos and Cambodia and the ravaging of South America and the overthrowing the democratically elected government in Iran and putting in the Shah who let us steal the oil. That doesn't, override the Iraq war or the war crimes we've committed in the Bush era, in the Obama era, and the 90% civilian death rate with drones under Obama. So it's not like you come across as a hacky loser when you say, like, you get outraged and you clutch your pearls over a true statement like, we're not so innocent. Because we aren't so innocent. We aren't fucking innocent. And Bill Maher has made that point himself 1 million times. But now that Trump says it, and because he's trying to oppose Trump by any possible avenue, now all of a sudden he's against the same shit that he used to say. Look, Bill, I'm not saying this to be a dick. And I'm not saying this to be pro-Trump. Literally everybody who watches my show on a regular basis knows I'm massively anti-Trump. Incredibly anti-Trump. It's not even close. It's not even a question. So it's got nothing to do with that. It's about how we craft our arguments so that we win and we defeat him and we defeat the Republicans. It's about holding them accountable and obstructing them. Not blind obstruction, but obstruction when necessary and holding them accountable when necessary. There's a difference in those things. It's also about making the Democrats be less partisan and less hacky and less corporate and less establishment and more issues focused. So I'm doing this segment because you're the boy who cried wolf now. When you say everything he's ever said and done is ridiculous and crazy and stupid, eventually people go, I got it. You don't fucking like the guy. But now even when he says shit that you used to say, now that's crazy all of a sudden. Just stop being so fucking hacky and gross. Just make good arguments. Don't make shitty arguments like this. You compared Trump to Noam Chomsky and acted like that's a negative thing that he said something Chomsky may have said. I love that. I wish Trump did that 100% of the time, because if he said Noam Chomsky shit 100% of the time, he'd be fucking Noam Chomsky now, wouldn't he? Wouldn't you rather have fucking President Chomsky than President Trump? So it's just amazing how quick, like, people who are partisan, they just make me sick. Because, like, it's always playing for a team. I'm on Team Democrat, so now I will oppose Trump. Oh, he axed TPP, now I'm pro-TPP. Like, that's just so stupid. Who cares about playing for a team? You should focus only on the issues and the things that matter and focus only on truth. That's it. That's all you should care about. But unfortunately, for people who are partisan, that's the last thing they care about. The first thing is I'm always playing for my team. And that goes for hacky Trumpists who defend their daddy even though he is the swamp and he's appointing Goldman Sachs even though he says he's against Goldman Sachs and the banks. That goes for them, and that goes for, unfortunately, people like Maher on this point where he's mad that Trump finally said something reasonable.